one more legit battle that doesn't forfeit on the first turn. Okay. There's a Zangoose, which is absolutely a problem. There's an Archeops, which is not really a huge problem. There's a Lantern, which is bulk, but can be dealt with. I'm pretty sure I haven't actually faced a Girder quite yet. Typhlosion is pretty much walled by Lantern, though. Your lead is probably Archeops, so I'm gonna lead with Delibird. And go straight for an Ice Shard to do 60% of its health. Miss, that's too bad, but I'll take it. Alright, Archeops down. Delibird gets a kill. And I got a bit lucky. Because they missed a... See, that was a... They missed a 10% chance, and I got... Let's see, Hustle is 0.8, I believe. 0.8 and 1.1. So... There was a 90-something% chance, I think. I'm not really sure on my math. We're going into Lampent. There's no question there. Smart of them to go for extrasensory, but I don't actually care about that. Here comes Lantern to take a Dark Pulse. Does Lantern set up? Not really. Also, right now, this is turning into Freeze Dry. Because it's the last time I get caught off guard by a Lantern. Well, I mean, not off guard, but without anything to do to a Lantern. We'll put it that way. You're going for a Water move. So, my best choice is to go into Cryogonal, but Cryogonal can't do anything. Or, you could go for Confuse Ray because of all the many, many moves that a Lantern can have. So many moves. You can run that thing offensive, you can run it as full offensive with a choice item. I don't know why you'd want to, but you could. You could run it fully defensive with a lot of cleric-y things for the entire team and still plenty of offense. There's a multitude of moves that you could have, and yet you waste a move slot on Confusion? I don't understand. Like, Thunderwave, I can understand. I can kind of understand that, but... I mean... And I could have magic coded it back, actually, if I were thinking. And then Typhlosion comes in, and then Lampent comes in to check it. Nah? Pelipper. Okay. Now, do I go for a taunt here? No. Pelipper can't do a whole lot. Its things are mainly roosting and defogging. There's a Scald coming right now, I believe. So, we go back to Cryogonal. which proceeds to not give a fuck. And this is where I really wish I had freeze dry. Because it would counter all of these things so much better. Because Frost Breath, while the crits are nice, it's not cutting it. Okay, so... what's it going to go for? Is it going to go for a knockoff, or is it going to go for an actual punch? If it goes for knockoff, I can't switch into Silent Night like I'd want to. If it goes for a punch, I can switch into Silent Night. I could go into Delibird and find out. In fact, that wouldn't be terrible. If I lose Delibird, that's not a huge issue. If Delibird lives, the Aerial Ace will do things. So I think I'm going to do that. Drain Punch, okay. That's good to know. That's quite good to know. Because I can go into Staryu now. And definitely not burn it, because I know how Guts exists. Go for a Psychic here. Oddly enough, Staryu doesn't learn Psyshock. It just doesn't. Which seems very odd. But it's a thing. Okay, now what's your plan this time? I'm gonna go to Torterra. Because the number of things that you can do to it are a little bit limited. Yes, you have water-type moves. I have Bulk, though. You have Scald. And the way that Lantern switched out means that they absolutely need it. They absolutely feel they need it for something. Or they don't have any attacks on it. I'm gonna go for Stone Edge here. Because that's pretty good against everything. I think they're saving back their Zangoose for last minute cleaning up, and I don't blame them. It's pretty good at that. In fact, it's fairly good at early game cleaning up and mid game cleaning up. I'm kind of surprised it's down in NU a little bit. Maybe the stuff in RU can deal with it a little bit easier. I don't really know. But what are you going to U-turn into? Clearly something you think can deal with this. Because you must not have Air Slash or else you would have used it. And you didn't feel safe going for Scald on it either. So you must be going into something that you feel safe in taking a hit in. Or sacking off, but I highly doubt that you're the person who wants to sack things off. You're not really in a position to do that. So if I had to guess, you're going to Girder, or Lantern, or maybe Zangoose to try to kill it quickly. Lantern would be a little silly, but maybe. I miss a Stone Edge, of course I do. Now the question is, what is Girder going to do? The answer to that question is, I don't know. Ice Punch, I suppose. In fact, I think that's a fairly strong assumption. Can I take an Ice Sponge? Maybe? Possibly. I probably could. Do I want to? Not necessarily. Can I take an Ice Sponge with anything else? Maybe with Lampent. Possibly with Staryu, but doubtful. That's 361, 309, 228, and 156 times 1.5. I'm not doing actual math, I'm doing approximate math because I can feel a little bit more comfortable with that, and I don't actually have to do math. 312, and not 4 times effective. Lampent's probably a better shot here. Or it just goes for Drain Punch, okay. I don't care about Drain Punch at all, to be quite honest with you. Now the question is, do you have knockoff? What did you do the last time you did Drain Punch? It was right on. Okay. You could be Sheer Force, but that wouldn't work. That could be Iron Fist. Maybe. I kind of expect Guts, though. Probably Eviolite Guts. Taunting wouldn't do any good. I'm not daring to Wisp it. Dark Pulse would do negligible damage. 10% chance here. Yeah, I guess I'll go for it. 50%. And there's knockoff, which I take. That's crazy. Come on, 85% chance. Nah. And I miss. Okay. Do I need Lampent? Kind of. Can I do things without Lampent? Probably. Possibly. Perhaps. That being said, I can't even get a taunt in first, so there's no point. So we're just gonna go straight to Torterra. To take a Scald and not care. You, though, are not gonna feel safe staying in. So I go for a Stone Edge this time on the incoming Pelipper. Yeah! Pelipper hits amazingly well. Last time I used a Pelipper, it just walled everything to fucking back. It was great. I'm gonna flip a Toxic on something. I don't care what. Actually, that's silly of me to say, because I really care if Gurgur gets Toxic, because it means that I'm fucked. But it puts a little bit more pressure on Pelipper. We can go for another Stone Edge. Because I can take Scalds pretty nicely, actually. Kind of expected to take more damage from them. But it's not offensive. And there goes Pelipper. Little bit of bad luck on their part in not getting the burn, but oh well. Now you go for a couple of moves. One, Return, or Frustration, in this case, maybe. 2, you go for Quick Attack. 3, you Sword Stance. One of them one-shots. One of them, I want to say, does 70%. And the other one lets me get a big hit in. I'm gonna hope for the latter one, to be quite honest. Knock off, I don't care about that. Get fucked. Okay, good. Good. I only expected to do 70 with that, so doing 100% is terrific. You outspeed, but you do negligible damage to me. I kind of want this around for Lantern, though. But I'll go for another Wood Hammer. Okay, Mach Punch takes me out. That is alright, actually. So, Girder has Drain Punch, Knock Off, and Mach Punch. And a fair bit of attack. $289. How much speed does Typhlosion have? Has 100 base speed. This has 95 base speed. Could get a little bit iffy. Staryu has how much? 85, but can probably take a hit, maybe. Yeah. Go for a good return. They're probably gonna go for Mach Punch and... No? Okay. Cool. Typhlosion, 328. He's the highest speed it could be. Funnily enough, Cryogonal outspeeds it. But... was this the Typhlosion that used Extrasensory first turn that it came in? Yes, it is. Okay. Lantern is the thing that I'm really worried about here. Because if this Typhlosion... if the Typhlosion goes for a fire move and I bring in Silent Night, and that's fine, and they're probably locked in. If they're not, it could be a little iffy. If it goes for Extrasensory and I bring in Silent Night, then I'm fucked up. If they go for Extrasensory on the housetop, then I probably live and I take it out. So, and if I don't take out Typhlosion, then I get swept by Typhlosion. I think I'm going for Silent Night and hoping like fuck. Okay. Now we hope that you are locked in on that, really. Even then, this doesn't really help a huge amount. Go for Dark Pulse. Yeah, because Lantern comes in, and Lantern does not care. We'll go to Cryogonal now, because I want to keep Lampent around. Because Lampent puts in some stuff. Lampent does a fairly good checking job on Typhlosion, assuming it doesn't go for other things. And now it's going to switch out, I bet. Damage is still damage. So we can go for this. And it will do almost nothing to Typhlosion. 18% still lessens the power of Eruption. If they go for it, though, yes, this goes down, but I could then bring in Star of the East, and then they switch back to Lantern. And then there's the question of Water Absorb or Bolt Absorb. If I had to guess, though, Bolt Absorb. So I'm gonna stay in with Cryogonal, I think. Because if they go for Extrasensory, then Lampent is dead, and I don't have a check. Yeah! Not that I can do anything, but still. Let's go for a Recover here, assuming that we get to move. And then in comes Lantern. Okay. Okay. Let's try for another Recover. There we go. We might be able to do this. This battle is getting far longer than I wanted it to, unfortunately. Gonna go for a Frost Breath. I noticed that you're not switching. Because you don't want to get caught in that, do I go for Extrasensory or do I go for Eruption? Okay. The confusion has been snapped out of. Will you go for Scald? Again. Or are you going to try to confuse me? I'm going to go for Magic Coat. No, I'm not. Because, you know, Parafusion. Pretty much a no % chance to do nothing. Yes, I said that deliberately. I can keep this going for quite a bit, but the problem is I'm not doing anything to Lantern. Now, Lantern is 256 at max. So even Sawsbuck will outspeed it. Yippee! Getting paralyzed. We'll try to recover this turn. Of course not. Why would that ever happen? Come on, let's try again. Have I ever mentioned that I hate Parafusion? Like, I detest it utterly? Confusion in general, but Parafusion is just the worst. However, if this goes down, I can go to Sawsbuck and do lots of damage. I'd rather not if I can help it right now. Come on! Yes! I don't generally enjoy stall, but if I have to stall, I will stall. Personally, I find stall very boring, really. I feel that, you know, it's like, okay, so you have your walls all lined up, and you have all the recovery lined up, and you make it so that the opponent very slowly loses. I guess for those that enjoy, you know, setting things up, that enjoy all the planning that goes into it, they might find that interesting, but that's certainly not me. I just don't find it incredibly interesting. Also, that's neat how I gained 10 extra seconds for every turn that I didn't spend a long time. Now you're gonna switch out. Now you're going to Typhlosion. On the recover. Okay. And now Now's the turn that I make a decision. Is it extra-censoring, or is it going for the fire move? That is the question here. I wonder what other moves it carries. Probably two other, or at least one other fire move, just in case of getting the low health. I don't know. I don't know what else it would carry. I've never really run a Typhlosion before. Oh, maybe some grass move. Like Grass Knot or something. Or Hidden Power Grass, perhaps. So, stay in, switch out. Stay in, switch out. I'm sorry, you think I'm taking a long time? I'm switching. Wrong decision! Cool. And now, I'm not fucked. And we hope that they are not water absorbed. I kind of get the feeling they're volt absorbed, probably. But we will have to find out. Are they water absorbed? They are not. That's good to know. That's very good to know. So I can very freely go for Scald. And I can go straight back to Cryogonal. On a T-Wave, that means nothing to me. And put up a Magic Coat and get them confused. Assuming I don't get paralyzed. But you never know what they might do. They might consider just switching immediately. Hey! Get fucked! Do I go for it again? How badly do they want me confused? Is there anything I lose out of it? No. Okay. I can keep going for it. But they bring in Typhlosion, okay. Now. Now that there's nothing to check the fire move, that's almost guaranteed to be what they go for. That is normally... Let's see, Eruption is 150 minus almost 50%, so it's like a 70, probably 80 power fire move right now. Versus 308. And it's going to be super effective. How many times have they used it? Not many. In fact, I think once. Let's see. Have we gone for it more than once? No, it looks like just once. They went for extrasensory twice, looks like. So they can freely go for the fire move. And I'm just going to Frost Breath here. Okay, they do have Fire Blast. That was kind of what I expected. I suppose I could have recovered that turn, but that wouldn't have done much for me. If this goes down, I can bring in Star of the East and probably take a hit to take it out. Except for, you know, Lantern coming in and fucking shit up. I do want those around for Lantern, kind of. I'm gonna go to Star U. Might be silly. Yeah, that's silly. 295, 328. Yeah, I don't take a hit from this. I might have just fucked myself over. And I think I did, actually. There's 3 Fire Blasts. 4, 5. Yeah, I fucked up. That's okay. That's okay. This wasn't a particularly terrific team, anyway. I must say, congratulations on hitting so many times. Like, that is a hell of a feat. Wow, congrats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Fire Blasts in a row. All hitting. 70... That's a 70% chance each time. Or is it 85 now? 85, okay. 85% chance. So that's a 15% chance of missing over 5 times. I'm still surprised they hit. But they did. They won. I think I fucked up when I brought in Star U. I should have waited. I should have brought that in fresh and not taking a hit, and that might have let me win. But I showed my hand too early and got fucked up for it. Oh well. And it's... oh my gosh, it's been an entire hour now. I said I wasn't going to make this take so long, and look, it did. I'll just chop this into 2 parts. Might as well. So, next time, more of this. Hopefully not getting messed up by things as badly. But, no way to know. Only way to find out is to come back next time. So, until then, farewell.